Hey guys, welcome to Technability. I'm Berge. What we have here, just to get straight to the point, is a iPad 4 running iOS 7 Beta 6. This is the latest beta build for iOS 7 for the iPad. Now if I go to General here and I go to Software Update, you can see it's going to check for update and it's going to say that it's up to date because it is. This is Beta 6. So I wanted to go ahead and showcase this on the iPad. I've already done a review on the 4S, the 5, and the 4. So it's only natural to do it on an iPad 4, which is the latest and greatest. Obviously, you got the Retina display and whatnot. Alright, so basically you can see right off the bat, it's an iPad. Hey, a lot of people swear by this tablet right here. It's a power button here. People swear by this tablet because it is arguably one of the best tablets in the market today. Given everything that comes with it, obviously you have the Retina display, you have the updated specs and whatnot. So clearly the iPad in terms of tablets is one of, if not arguably the best tablet on the market. I did a review of the Nexus recently, which is a great tablet as well, very affordable, but it's only a 7-inch. So this is a 9.7, so obviously you get a bigger form factor. What's the password to this?
1756.
1776. Oh, 1756. Okay, just in case you guys ever get in contact with this iPad, you know the password. Alright, so basically you can see right off the bat it's iOS 7. You have the quick settings right below there. Not the quick settings, again I'm using lingo for other platforms. You have the control center right here. Of course you have the same settings as you do on iOS 7 on the iPhone. Now if I was to go ahead and just rotate it as such, and I was to bring it up, you could see they're right there as well. Let's rotate back. Okay, otherwise you have the notification center right here, and as you can, one of the things that's different with this as opposed to previous iterations of iOS on the iPad is you used to get a small little notification here on various versions of iOS 6, iOS 5. Now you actually have the whole screen being covered with the notification. However, the text is only right in the middle, so it's almost the same if you were to just kind of crop it from right here. But you can see I could swipe over and check out all my notifications. I can X out if I don't like them. I would love if iOS or Apple implemented the ability to swipe away notifications. That's something that I think is necessary for us fat-fingered folks. Again, I don't think it's going to come, but just, you know, as a reference, I would like it, or I think a lot of people would like it as a feature. Alright, you can see the folders here. Obviously, you got the nice little animation. You can create folders by taking an icon and just dragging it into another icon. Not as fast as iOS 6. Again, this is prevalent here with the iPad as well. It was prevalent with the iPhone 5 and iOS 7 running on the iPhone, but not being as responsive or fast as what you get with iOS 6. And I'll give you an example. If I go to settings here, alright, you can see basically how fast it was to enter the app. Exiting the app takes a little bit longer than it should. See how that works. And again, with multitasking as well, obviously you could swipe away, let's say 2 or 3 apps at one time, but if I was to go in and just say enter the app, you can see that kind of that choppy animation, exiting a little bit slower. I think they might refine this come Gold Master build. Hopefully they do. Otherwise, iOS 7 has made a lot of strides from the first iteration. Obviously you have Spotlight here, so I could search for anything on Spotlight, Google, etc. So you can access Spotlight from anywhere on the iPad. You can access it from this screen. You can access it from any screen that you have present on the tablet. Obviously you have FaceTime. You have the messages right here. Okay, if I just set up a new message here, you can see how that works. And if I was to rotate it around, alright, it's basically the same except in landscape mode. So let's go ahead and rotate it back. Alright, you got the keyboard, transparent. Easy to type on. Hey, how are you? You can attach a photo, choose existing, take photo and whatnot, and I'm going to go ahead and exit out here. And you can see how that works. If I was to go back, it's going to take me right back to where I was. And the same could be applied if I was to multitask. I could just go back. Takes me exactly where I was. So it doesn't take me back to the original messages or anything like that. It'll take you back to the draft that you were actually writing. Alright, you can see here with the calendar, nice looking calendar. I really am a big fan of the calendar here on iOS 7. I love the minimal feel, the utilitarian feel that they're going with. No shadows, no gradients, just a straight calendar, which is really what you want with the iPad. You can see you can pan through by year. You could set up an event right here. I could set up an event, click done. Alright, so the event's been set. I can edit it and get rid of it if I want to. Look, Jonathan's birthday is coming up actually in January. All right, so we're still early for that. Okay, you have the camera here. You have a front-facing camera, and of course you have a rear camera, which is pretty decent quality. for a tablet. I mean, if you guys are taking this tablet and taking photos like this, I mean, you may want to reevaluate some things there. You can see how fast it takes pictures. If I was to swipe up, I can get video, or excuse me, if I was to swipe down, I got photo, I got square. You don't have panorama, all right? So you do have square, you have photo, you have video. You also don't have the filters, which is interesting. All right, you can rotate it around, of course. You got the front-facing camera as well. You can see the front-facing camera there. All right, take pictures. Okay, so let's rotate back. All right, I could enter the picture as, look how ridiculous I look here. All right, if I was to pinch in, you can actually close out of it. You can see this nice little cool animation they have there, so I can rotate it around and take it all around the screen and whatnot. Okay, so let's pinch back out. All right, let's go here. All right, you can see the sharing options right here. All right, I can share it to basically what you get, what they give you. Third-party app sync doesn't apply here. You get messages, mail, iCloud, Twitter, Facebook, Flickr, and of course you can set it as wallpaper, assign to contact, and you can do more than one image at a time. So I could do multiple images here and email them if I want to. All right, let's exit out of here and go back to the gallery if I could find the gallery. Actually, you know what? Let's go to the camera here. All right, let's go back to this ridiculous photo of me. Now you can see the gallery, pretty self-explanatory, right? All right, if I click done, it takes you back to the camera. So self-explanatory gallery. Of course, you have the notes app. All right, so you have notes. Okay, see how that works. You still have a little bit of a skeuomorphism going on with the notes. You can't really see it in the video, but if you look close up, you got the skeuomorphism going on with the notes and the reminders as well. All right, there's a little bit of a effect there going on with the blank piece of paper here. All right, so let's exit out of that. Okay, so otherwise, obviously, you have third-party browsers such as Chrome, which have the tabs. Okay, so you have the tabs in Chrome. If I swipe, I can kind of pan through each tab as I so please. If I exit out, basically what I wanted to get to with the Chrome tabs is that what Safari has done is they've taken the Chrome tabs that you have on Android smartphones and they've applied it with Safari. So I'll give you an example how that works. If I was to click right here, oops, now that's my bookmarks. Okay, this right here is the sharing options and whatnot. Alright, so you can see I have the little plus here. Alright, so the tabs here on the iPad are different than the tabs you get on the iPhone version of Safari, which I'll show you guys right here what I mean. Okay, so basically they took what Chrome does with the tabs with the iPhone. So you can see you have this like 3D effect with the tabs, and I can add a tab and I can close them out by swiping them away. With the iPad you don't get that, you just get the regular up top tabs, which is still fine. You still have the gesture based system, which I'll demonstrate right here. So if I was to go to, say, actually, you know what, we're already there. So here's technability.com. Pinch zoom, super fast, super fluid, industry standard pinch zoom. Alright, I could swipe through, you don't get checkerboarding. Okay, technability.com. Now if I wanted to go back, instead of pushing the back button, I could simply just gesture back and it takes me back. And this applies in almost every settings, messaging, emails, it applies everywhere. It's not going to work here with the settings here because obviously you have the left tab. But if you were to do it, say, on an iPhone, right, if I was to go to the settings on the iPhone, go to general here, I could swipe back. Alright, so the gesture-based system applies across the board. You see the auto rotation is kind of choppy there. You see how that's kind of choppy? Just wanted to spotlight that real quick. Another really cool unique feature here on the iPad with iOS 7 is the accessibility and the ability to multitask by just basically using gestures. So I'll give you an example of what I mean. So let's say I go to contacts here, I could just kind of swipe down with 5 fingers and you can see the transition, cool little animation effects, close out of the app as such. Or if I want, I can also basically just swipe over using 5 fingers to multitask like this. So instead of actually having to click the home button right here to multitask, I can do that as well. Obviously, you could just swipe over. You can see the last app, it'll basically stop you there. And it's a cool little added feature here that they've implemented. It, again, adds to the entire consistency of the gesture-based system and what they're trying to bring to the table. Now, this is only available on the iPad because of the large screen. It's not available on the iPhone, but hopefully it's a feature that we can see implemented into all versions of iOS 7 sometime in the near future with Gold Master, or maybe even, with 7.1 and whatnot. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the lock screen here. Okay. Clearly, you have the similar lock screen to what you get with any iteration of iOS 7 on the iPhone. You can access the notification center, you can access the control center, you can access the camera, and then swiping your finger to the right will unlock the device, and you could swipe that anywhere on the screen. So, people want to know how third-party apps run on this thing. Are they sufficient? Do they run or do they operate fine? Well, let's go ahead and try that out. We'll go ahead and run Subway Surf, one of my favorite games. Beijing, huh? They've gone all the way to Beijing. Alright, so let's not allow that because I just don't want to. Oh, cool. Okay. I used to be really good in this game, but now, see? What the heck? What was that? Oh, okay, because it's training mode. Here you can see, runs perfectly fine. Good frame rates, good speed, immediate to my touch in terms of responsiveness. If I was to exit out, it's as simple as that. So now I can go ahead and multitask these and just swipe them away. Okay. Siri, tell me the weather.
It should be nice between today and Thursday, up to 91 degrees Fahrenheit.
Turn on Bluetooth.
Okay, I turned on Bluetooth.
Now, you have female Siri voice, correct? You also have male Siri voice, which I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate here. So if I go to General and I go to Siri, I can go to Voice Gender and change it to male. Sir Isaac or whatever his name would be. I'm trying to assume Siri wouldn't be his name, but... Siri, turn on Bluetooth. Bluetooth is already on.
Bluetooth is already on.
Siri, decrease brightness.
Okay, I made the screen darker.
What is 6 times 3 minus 9 times 6 divided by 2 to the third power?
Let me have a look. The answer is minus 36.
Set reminder, today at 6 p.m. Need to go to the store.
Here's your reminder for today at 6 p.m.
Cancel reminder.
Okay.
Siri is very, very good, very sufficient. It's been improved a lot with each iteration of iOS 7 beta release that's been pushed out to developers. They've really done a good job with Siri. Basically, other than that, of course, you have all the other features that come with iOS in terms of FaceTime. Again, we covered FaceTime, calculator, voice memos, etc. So you have all those features. You could download all these Google third-party services such as Hangouts, Google Earth, etc. from the App Store directly. So those are available and they run perfectly fine here, as well as Instagram and Twitter all run perfectly fine. You can get the feeds pushed to your notification, or of course you could have badges on the icons. However you want to go ahead and do that. We already demonstrated that games run good. You could see the clock. The clock, again, it's minimal. You don't have many shadows or gradients or skeuomorphism. Skeuomorphism basically is the shadows and gradients. So they've really minimized it with that. I have a fly coming around me here. Alright, so if I exit out, other things that we can show you guys, if I go here to the App Store, one thing that I'm not particularly happy with the App Store on the iPhone is that you can only see one app at a time when you search for an app, right? Because it's in a card system, so to speak. Whereas with the iPad, they've made it so much more convenient. I wish the iPhone had a similar, layout to this. This is what it needs to look like. Instead, with the iPhone, obviously you have paneled cards. Game Center, just a lot prettier looking than what it used to be. It doesn't have that green poker looking felt that you had before with Game Center, of course. And everything else, such as music and whatnot, has stayed similar to, stayed true to its form in terms of previous iterations of iOS. It just looks a lot more minimalist. Alright, so if we go ahead and just, I don't know, let's play iTunes Radio here, 90s dance hits. Hey, I like 90s dance hits. Or actually, you know what? Let's play Ciara. Now the network's acting up, but you can see how this works. Basically, that's iMusic. And again, if I want to close out of it, I could just do as such and close out of everything. If I want to, you can't close out of this. What you could do with this is you could just kind of play around with it, going up and down and whatnot. But all the other apps you could close out of. Okay, close out of 2 at a time. If I want to. If you swipe down, nothing happens. And that's pretty much that. I think I've covered basically everything I wanted to cover here with the iPad in terms of iOS 7. Is it sufficient enough to run as a daily driver? Sure it is. I think it is. If you guys are looking to install this, again, there's a notification. You can see how that works. So I just received the notification. Now you could swipe away the notification. When it first appears, you could swipe it away. Oh, again, I have to push this little X. I wish, again, they gave me the ability to just swipe it away, but you do not have that ability yet, which is fine. Again, no big deal as of yet. Okay, again, thank you guys for watching. This is the iPad 4 running iOS 7 Beta 6. We're anticipating September 10, which is going to be the event where Apple is going to reveal the final Goldmaster iteration of iOS, as well as the 5S, as well as the 5C budget iPhone, and possibly the iPad mini, the new iPad mini, and, of course, OS Maverick, so expect that as well. We will be there at the event to cover it. You can check it out live feeds at www.technability.com. We do have other videos that we're going to be posting in relation to the iPad in comparison to, say, the iPhone 5 running iOS 7, and in comparison to the Nexus tablet. So look out for those on our channel. Otherwise, check out technability.com, and don't forget to subscribe to Technability. It's your source for no-nonsense tech. And I do wanted to thank Jonathan for providing this iPad 4 with iOS 7. All right, thank you guys for watching. Take care and have a safe weekend.